Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand. Wax on, wax off.
Hey everyone, welcome to my very first episode of Box Office Ricky, where every week I cover the box office receipts for this past weekend. Now, before I dive in, I quickly wanted to recap why I'm putting together this weekly recap of box office receipts. Now, there's a lot of great movie review contents out there, a lot of podcasts I love listening to that covers movies, quality of movies, reviews, and I felt like that space was already crowded, and I wanted to do something a little bit different and cover the box office receipts of the movies that are released theatrically every week. And this is something I've been very passionate about ever since I was a little kid. In fact, I always play a game on a podcast that's called the Slash Filmcast, where they do a summer movie wager. And for me, it's like a fun sporting event to figure out what the top 10 movies of the summer will be overall. And since I don't have a lot of people to talk about box office numbers with, I wanted to find a great channel or a great avenue to communicate those box office numbers. And that's what Box Office Ricky is all about. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into my first episode covering the week of May 28th through June 1st. And I have great news for this weekend. Based on these numbers, the theater business is back, and they needed it. Kicking off our number one movie this week, Lilo Stitch with $63 million. Amazing. This is its second week in its theatrical run, and so far, domestically, it has grossed $280 million. That is great news for Disney. And internationally, it's grossed $330 million, bringing its total to $610 million. This movie is on track to be a $1 billion moneymaker. Prior to COVID, prior to the writer strike, we used to have a lot more $1 billion movies. So this is a pretty rare gem to see these days. At number two, we have Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. That's right. Not the Before Reckoning, not the First Reckoning, the Final Reckoning. Is this the last Mission Impossible Tom Cruise movie we'll see? I don't know. I doubt it. If it's making pretty good money, I think there'll probably be a good probability they'll make another one. This weekend, it comes in at number two at $27.3 million. And check this out. Domestic total, 122.6. International, 230 million. Bringing its total to $353 million. Not bad, Tom Cruise. Now, I looked this up just to make sure, just out of curiosity, the highest grossing Mission Impossible movie thus far was 2018's Mission Impossible Fallout. That made $791 million total. Those are great numbers. I don't think Final Reckoning is probably going to get to that level of 700 million. I think at best we'll probably see it maybe $500 million total. And number three is a classic. Well, not classic, I'd say, but based off a classic, is Karate Kid Legends, coming in at $21 million in its first week. Now, a couple things to note here. I would have figured the numbers for this would have been a little bit higher, especially if you watch anything on Netflix. Cobra Kai is a pretty darn popular series with teens, adults on Netflix. Now, for whatever reason, you would have figured that would have helped with Karate Kid Legends, but it seems like it didn't. And $21 million is not a bad, I wouldn't say it's bad, but I would have really kind of expected to see more with the fan following Cobra Kai, probably $40 million. Now, I will say this, it didn't seem like Karate Kid Legends, I haven't seen it yet, didn't really seem like the movie itself had a lot of tie-in with the Cobra Kai series. So that might be a reason why a lot of Cobra Kai fans didn't show up. And number four, still going strong, third week with $10.8 million, we have Final Destination Bloodlines. Yes, this is, I believe, the sixth movie And I gotta say, these movies are huge money makers. Domestic total so far has been $111 million, 111.7. International, 100, pretty even, 111.7 as well, totaling $229.3 million. This movie is on fire. And now pretty much with inflation, I think this movie, right now, it is the highest grossing Final Destination Bloodlines movie. With inflation, it's probably hasn't beat out number 4 yet, but it's definitely on trajectory to beat number 4. Final Destination number 4, that is. That brings me to my number 5 movie. It's a movie I have not really have much experience with or haven't heard about. It's a horror movie. It's Bring Her Back. So I'll definitely have to check this movie out. It grossed $7.1 million on its first weekend. It beat out Sinners in its 7th week, which Sinners is already a heavy slugger. Great movie if you haven't seen it. So yeah, Bring Her Back. I have not heard about this one, but I will definitely check it out. Now, let's go ahead and round out the top 10. So number 6, we had Sinners. So far, it is doing really well. Domestically, $267 million. Number 7, it's a movie that I've seen. It's Thunderbolts. Love that movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. I think it's one of Marvel and Disney's best. Number 8 is Friendship with $12.4 million. I believe it's on its 2nd week. Don't have any international numbers for Friendship. It's probably most likely released here domestically. Okay, number 9 is a faith-based film called The Last Rodeo. It actually is grossed up to it's at its total $10.8 million. So this, like I said, it's a faith-based film. It's coming out of a production company, I believe out of Utah, called Angel Studios. Now, if you're not familiar with Angel Studios, they are a very big, growing production company. They produced The Chosen, and I believe they've got a pretty good slate of movies that gross pretty well in the faith-based sector. So never rule out faith-based films, because there is definitely an audience for those. Last was a live concert performance. I believe a Japanese pop star or K-pop star. I apologize if I'm incorrect on that, but his name is J-Hope. Hope on the stage. It grossed less than $1 million, but it's a one-time live performance at 0.94. Thank you guys for watching. This is my very first episode. A little rough at first, but I'm gonna get better as this goes. But my plan is to do this every weekly because I'm passionate about it. I love talking numbers. So tune in next week to figure out who ruled the box office. We have some new entries, I believe. Coming up this week, we have the John Wick entry. We have the John Wick entry Ballerina. It's a spin-off movie. So I am definitely curious if a Keanu Reeves cameo is enough to bring John Wick numbers to this new film. Okay, well, thank you so much, guys. Tune in next week to figure out who ruled the box office, and I appreciate it. Until then, let's treat everybody with kindness. Thanks.